Welcome to Quality for Growth podcast. My name is Clara, your host, and today I'm really excited because I'm going to be speaking about something that I'm passionate about, and I will be interacting with Ms. Muntanga, the CEO from Zambia Association of Manufacturers. I know that a lot of you actually have been asking questions with regards manufacturing, questions with regards quality, and this is what we're trying to break down today. Ms. Muntanga, you're welcome to Quality for Growth podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
I'm quite excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm more excited. I think I'm more excited because I think the viewers are as well. Ms. Muntanga, a little bit about yourself and just before we get to ZAM.
Okay. So my name,
yes.
I'll give you 3 out of 4 because
I love that.
Muntanga Lunda.
Okay.
Yes, and I've been I don't know a bit about myself. I have a family.
Okay.
I have 3 boys.
Wow.
So in the home, I'm the only lady. I'm the queen.
Wow, you must be the queen. Out of 3 boys plus the father 4.
I like the attention. If one forgets mothers, the other one will
remember. I love that.
I've been working in private sector for more than 15 years in different industries.
Oh.
Yeah, before I joined ZAM, I was in the insurance industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So I have interacted a lot with different types of organizations. Profit making, non-profit making. And as we delve deeper into what we're doing at ZAM, you'll find that that's what keeps us excited. Absolutely. We are always on our toes.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm outgoing. Yeah. Though not so much.
I like that.
I wouldn't do
it makes it 2 of us.
Yeah.
Outgoing, but not so much.
Yes.
Yes.
That's in the middle.
In the middle, absolutely. Yes. You know, a bit introverted and a bit outroverted. Sometimes work would want you to get out. I think that's where the middle comes from, isn't it?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I love that, Ms. Muntanga. And, you are the CEO for Zambia Association of Manufacturers. And this is one of the, the associations that I think is highly sought for, especially by the manufacturing companies in the country. And I think you are at the core. How busy is your schedule? How's your day-to-day before we get into the details?
A day in the life of ZAM CEO.
ZAM CEO.
I can plan my week, say, on Monday. I even put in my calendar. Everyone knows where I'll be. Yeah. But that changes because we're representing manufacturers and there are so many stakeholders, both private sector, public sector.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to drop what we are doing to attend and be in a room where our voice needs to be heard. Yeah, so like I said, I would plan my week, but it ends up in another direction.
In another direction?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Kind of like mine, because sometimes this is why plans, sometimes fail. But you try to ensure that the most important, is done.
It's about priorities.
It's about priorities.
Everything is urgent at every given point.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how does Ms. Muntanga become the CEO, the exciting journey of you becoming the CEO of ZAM? Were there elections and how is it the procedure?
Okay, I take you back to my career. I said I was in insurance.
Yeah.
After 10 years, I actually quit my job to start a business.
After 10 years?
I was doing business consultancy.
Wow.
After that, we now went into COVID 2020.
Yes.
And my business wasn't doing very well.
Yes.
And a job came up to run an association in the insurance sector.
Okay.
So I took that up, did it for 2 years. So when I saw the vacancy, it was announced in the media that they needed a CEO. It kind of scared me because I was like a small association now moving to
a bigger
one.
Yes,
louder.
It's big. Yes, I love the fact it's louder. Yes.
Yes, louder.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I put in an application and was interviewed by the board, ZAM, governance structure.
Wow, okay.
Such that there are members, the board, and then the secretariat.
Yes, the secretariat.
Yeah, so I was interviewed and I got the job. I think I was rather convincing.
Congratulations, you're rather convincing. Yes. It was befitting. You have been in the private sector for a long time. You have attempted business for yourself also for some time before actually the ZAM opportunity came in and you were available. It's about service, isn't it?
Yes.
It's about service. I love that, Ms. Muntanga. Now we get into the very issue, why we're here. Your people out there, some of them still need to know, how do they get affiliated with the Zambia Association of Manufacturers?
Okay, so we are a member-based private sector institution, and ZAM is a voluntary membership
Yeah, of course.
You might know that ZAM has been in existence since 1985.
Wow.
Yeah, but the Secretariat has been more active towards the late 2000s.
2000, I think so, yeah.
To date.
Yes.
Yeah. So most of our members are private sector businesses that are into value addition. Anyone who can take a raw material and add value
to it
is a manufacturer.
Is a manufacturer, really. Of course.
Yeah. So the three main value propositions are what make people stick with ZAM, because you can wake up today and say, I will not be a member of ZAM.
Yes.
There's no law that
can
keep you from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, although that's a discussion for another day, because I think manufacturers need to all be consolidated in one way or the other.
Absolutely.
Yes. Policy advocacy, business linkages, capacity building. They sound so simple, but when we delve deeper, that's what keeps us busy.
Absolutely.
So we speak for both small businesses, micro to large. People may think ZAM is about large companies.
Yeah, actually that would be the impression.
No, let me change that narrative. 60% of our members, maybe even moving to 70%. Are SMEs.
Fantastic.
So we have to protect them, we have to nurture them, and we have to find synergies, how they work together with mature businesses.
Yes,
some of the large companies that you see today used to be SMEs.
So that's what we want to see.
Yeah, what we want to see is that they grow and graduate.
Yes.
Into large companies.
I think you have had the privilege of seeing small businesses actually growing, like you're saying, from being so small, but with your guidance to becoming something that somebody can actually say, this is a large, it's a large business and it's employing a lot of people. And to that effect, would you know how many SMEs that you have currently under ZAM?
That have grown?
Yes. No, the ones that you have, just generally as a number, before we can even get to the ones that have actually been impacted and have grown.
Would you like me to name them, or?
No, just a number perhaps.
A number.
If you can feel free to give examples, because Quality for Growth podcast is actually to inspire, a lot of people to start their businesses, affiliate with the right, bodies such as yours. So if there are some success stories that you'd want us to hear and that you'd want the general public to hear, feel free to do that.
Okay, maybe I'll pick one per sector so that the others
absolutely.
Don't say, you talked about me.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, so an example of in the textile sector, we are proud of what we see Popoka Lusaka do.
Popoka Lusaka, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And then we also have Queen of Chitenge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they've been growing and taking advantage of the
Queen of Chitenge, an amazing young lady. I think I've seen the founder of that business. Yes. Amazing business.
Yes, she pushes herself out there and will work, trying to get more business, pushing herself, aligning to the standards that the world demands, like circular economy, sustainability, using the waste and recreating it into something, things like that. When your narrative aligns to what impact investors want, you are setting yourself up for growth.
For growth, of course.
Then we have companies like Winteriors, they make furniture, and the wood sector. We have Papa Wood, who they only started less than 5 years ago.
Wow.
But it is how they tell their story. And when we send out opportunities as an association, we even know that this one, there are some who will jump on it. And sometimes we call them.
Yes.
Or we get opportunities from foreign investors who are saying, who of your members can we work with? And we go for the ones, of course, who will jump at the opportunity and push themselves out there. Yeah, we have businesses like H&M Spices.
Yeah, I've seen H&M.
Yes.
Quite amazing as well.
We love how she puts herself out there and has found a niche. She's working with farmers, working with women. In a business, if you position yourself and say, you work with small-scale farmers, you're putting yourself on a good trajectory. You work with women.
Yes.
That's empowerment. You have policies where you say you will not work with children.
Yeah.
All those things are attractive to those who would want to be part of your business.
Yes, of course.
Then we have Java Foods.
Java.
All those are now investing in the M-Phase.
You're quite amazing brands.
Women-led businesses. We like to celebrate what they are doing.
Amazing.
So what all those have in common is that when they have a bit of fame, they do not sit and settle. They go for more and more.
And more and more.
And say, okay, I want to get into Namibia.
Yes.
I want to get into Malawi.
How do I get
Things
there?
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we are proud of such businesses.
And we must be able to congratulate you, ZAM, together with your entire executive, I think, as a public, before we can speak as Quality for Growth, because of the amazing work that you're actually doing. I love the fact that you're saying much of the membership that you have, maybe 60% are SMEs. And that is, I think, the music and the sound that the general populace wants to hear. Because people are enterprising and they're saying, can we even qualify, to be members of Zambia Association of Manufacturers? And here you are, Ms. Muntanga, CEO, you have just broken that one down. Now, there's so many challenges that the manufacturing industry, is facing currently. And of course, the power outage is one of them.
Yes,
how are we prepared for that? How is our team navigating, the power outages, and what innovations are we putting in place for us to be able to remain sustainable and yet produce the goods that are of high quality without compromising the quality of what we are manufacturing?
Oh, yes. So if you consider the issue of power outages, this is a long-standing issue.
Absolutely.
You can go back to 2015, you'll find load shedding. You go back to even last year, the first quarter of 2023 had power outages.
Yeah.
And a lot of manufacturers...
Let's go ahead and sip our coffee. Yes.
Okay, since you say so.
Yeah.
Thank you. So the impact or what we are facing now did not start yesterday or the other day. A lot of manufacturers absorb the costs that come with the increased cost of production.
Yes.
Which is as a result of energy, the cost of energy,
yes.
the cost of power.
Yes.
There are so many other things that affect getting a final product onto the shelf, onto the market.
Absolutely.
So power is a major. You can talk about how licenses are high, the exchange rate.
And power seems to be the
all
major.
Those things. The cost of doing business is high. Skills.
Yes.
You find those who are in the textile sector will tell you that there are not many people who are very good. And when you find a good person, someone else also wants them. So it's difficult to retain that.
Yes, absolutely.
Before I diverge too much, I would tell you that we have interventions under
that have been put in place.
All those that I have mentioned. But coming back to power, we have a long-standing relationship with ZESCO over the years. We go to them, they come to us, and we've had dialogue. Earlier this year, we had a stakeholder engagement to see how we understand this is not just a ZESCO problem, it's a national problem.
It's a national problem.
It's climate change, all those things.
Absolutely.
But what can we do? And how can our manufacturers help?
Yes.
At that forum, we also learned, it was good for us as secretary to learn that there were manufacturers who were like, if you can give me unlimited power for 3 days and switch me off for the next 3 days, I'll be happy with that. So that I can plan and say, my workers will work in shifts.
Yes, in shifts.
Knowing that we will not have power on Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, and they can take off maybe from...
So we share these ideas with ZESCO, but it's the implementation, I think, which now they need to get back to us.
Has that ever worked with one of the clients so far that like...
Yeah, we hear...
such an engagement and come to see it to fruition. It has been practiced.
Since we are still discussing, I only know of one, I think they are a mine in Southern Province that have that as an example.
That's a great idea.
Yes. But then others will say, I'm willing to pay more for electricity. There is what ZESCO is calling emergency power. That's they are importing from, let's say, Mozambique.
Yes.
And there are some manufacturers who have said they are willing to
pay more for
18 cents or more or somewhere there.
Yes.
Just to have power. You know, it's one thing to have no power and you can't even plan.
Yes.
Or if you can have power at the higher cost, at least you can plan.
You can plan.
You can plan your production.
Yes, absolutely.
But the disadvantage that we keep facing is that the manufacturer will always absorb the cost because you can't just wake up today and your Fanta is now expensive because of they absorb it for a while.
Absolutely.
For large companies, it even means more money.
More money,
because
yes.
to run generators, alternative sources of power.
Production cost is actually going up.
Yes, and you can imagine an SME. Some of our members are owners of businesses.
Yes.
They have to make a decision on, if I have 8 employees,
yes.
do I cut down? All those are difficult conversations to have, because the government is looking to manufacturing to create
more jobs and not to take away
more jobs.
Yeah,
yes,
because
and
of the
there's
predicament.
one sector that can have generate jobs.
It's
manufacturing.
Yes. That's fantastic. So I think from what you have said, already solutions are being discussed. And of course, even as SMEs, it's not to sit back and relax and say, okay, ZAM is coming up with solutions. It's about coming up with ideas that you think can actually benefit the Zambia Association of Manufacturers as they go and represent you in those meetings, and also coming up with strategies that you think can be workable, because you never know from whose head actually a brilliant idea can come from. So I love the fact that there are already some things that are actually being put in place to be able to ensure that there is continued manufacturing, because I think the manufacturing sector is very important also for economic growth. And I love the fact that even as we go further, do we have people in the association that have actually been around and have actually expanded their business to the point that they have diversified as SMEs? Because we are speaking about early diversification and we are speaking about aspects to do with business growth. But of course, do we have any that have actually, with the power outages, that have actually diversified and they're still remaining in power and in business, so to speak, currently?
I believe there are a number, because we are in a period where we need to adapt.
Yes.
And maybe change according to the demand. So, for example, I can tell you, with the disaster, national disaster that the president declared, for us, we see that as an opportunity. We need to maybe begin or increase manufacturing of irrigation systems.
Yes.
So to say. Now that calls for innovation. Yes. But there are some business ventures that look good to the eye, but impact investments into that will require so much money.
Yes.
So I know we have members who are adapting and are negotiating maybe supply agreements, and not just sitting back.
Yes.
So it's time to innovate amidst the
crisis that we're in. Yes.
Difficult circumstances. Of course, there will be some. There are some who have told us that they will shut down because, one, they can't increase prices. Yeah. And if they reduce on the manpower, their production will be low. They do not make business sense.
Yes.
So we have a mix.
You have a mix.
Others are thriving.
Yeah.
While others are,
actually limping.
Yeah.
And it was going to get me to the next question to find out, how are you as ZAM supporting them? Are you coming up with trainings? How are you disseminating your information? How are you encouraging them to stay put and to stay strong with the business regardless of this? Because this is a phase.
Yes,
it will pass, and we wouldn't want to lose, our manufacturers. The country needs them, the people needs them. So what specific roles or maybe support processes that you put in place as ZAM to support these people emotionally? And, it's a whole lot of a cycle going on. They were in business, now they're thinking, no, we can manage. And because of this, then we're thinking, can we shut? But you, as the Manufacturers Association, I'm sure you are able to see that some of them, you cannot even allow them to shut. You'd rather encourage them to stay on. Any measures that you have put in place to be able to support these growing companies under you?
It's been difficult, and it's not easy to come up with one solution meets everyone, because the options that are available, say renewable energy.
Yes.
We have some companies, some are foreign companies, others are local companies that have come and offered solutions to say they are willing to invest in renewable energy if there's appetite in the market.
Absolutely.
Green energy, that's where we're going. Ultimately.
Yes, of course. And I think now that's the message we need to disseminate and make it go as viral as possible in our minds, so that we can be able, to plan ahead.
Yeah, because we need to adapt. So we bring this information. We have an obligation to bring these options. And some of these institutions have even shared, say, a questionnaire with us.
Yes.
Say, check with your members for the appetite for this alternative power. How much do they need? Things like that.
Oh.
So we reach out to our members each time we have that option. But I can tell you that now, whichever option will still cost money.
Yeah, true.
Yes. So we keep engaging. Right now, we have asked ZESCO to give us, say, maybe a tariff structure. What does it mean to have access to that emergency power that they are holding? Because we have manufacturers who say, for me, I just want hydropower. ZESCO is what will work for me.
Yes.
Because the amount of power that they need requires. Others, you can imagine businesses that are in residential areas. If, say, we're coming up with a solution for those in industrial area, but your business is in your kitchen,
is in your kitchen, yes.
How do we help you?
Yeah.
Because then on the ZESCO schedule, you are in the residential.
In the residential area.
So that is hard.
Yes,
and I don't want to pretend to have an answer here.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's true.
That is hard. So we were looking out for the alternatives that the government will give us going forward, because long-term solutions are what will help us.
Exactly.
If we solve the problem now, what about next year?
What about next year?
What about the other year?
Yes.
And if we have no water in the dam, then what?
What happens? Do we stop manufacturing? Because I think this is why renewable energy is going to be the way to go.
That's the way to go.
And if we can understand that now, whether we like it or not, our climate has changed.
Yes,
we don't know for how long it's going to stay like this.
Yeah.
And as business people, it is important for us to have that at the back of our mind to say, like you said, if in the next 2-3 years it does not change, or even the water goes down, further down, how do we sustain our businesses? Because it means even the ones that are sustainable now may not be sustainable going forward if measures are not put in place.
Yeah, so there are other things like we're encouraging our members and ourselves anyway to plant trees.
Yeah.
There are some companies who are already doing that, but we are tapping into that narrative of, this climate change is not going away.
Yes.
We have to take a step.
Yes.
We have to take green steps.
Absolutely.
So when we have an opportunity, we bring in the members. And this year in particular, Zambia is celebrating 60 years. We're tapping into what the cabinet is organizing, celebrating Zambia as 60. And that will include planting trees and spreading the word of sustainability to protect our environment.
Yes, of course. No, those are good measures actually put in place. Now, coming to, we can speak about business growth and how it has been impacted, now going forward, but we also need to look at returns. With the fluctuations of, exchange rates on the market back and forth, there are manufacturers that are actually getting their raw models imported and stuff. How has it been? What has been the cry like in your association?
Okay, yeah, raw materials is a huge thing because most of what we consume for a product to be on the shelf, even juice.
Yes.
You find that some of the concentrates need
They're
to be imported.
Yes.
You see? In other sectors, whatever you are making, even the wood, textile, for example, we don't make fabric.
Yes.
We don't even make thread.
Yeah, that's
what I'm wearing, it was made by one of our members.
Yes.
But the fabric is imported. The thread is also
imported.
That tells you that raw materials on a large part are sourced from outside. Meaning that's forex.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, in the policy environment, that will take a long time to actualize some of the things we are fighting for.
That's the truth.
But it's not easy.
Absolutely.
Because it increases the cost of production that we keep talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
So there are some things that could be cheaper.
Yes.
But they are priced the way they are because they have to be imported. But there's one thing that we applaud the government for, which I'm proud that ZAM is the one that fought for that SI. There's an SI 110.
Okay.
SI 110. Which allows manufacturers to import the certain
I saw that one. Yes.
Without paying any duties.
Yes.
As long as it is not locally produced.
Yes.
You don't have to pay for bringing it in.
Yeah.
So that's one of the initiatives.
And that can be so helpful, actually. And I think that one is worth applauding because, yes, that's a good initiative, especially now, to be able to bring in some of the things duty-free So that was a very good SI. And it means this is why, a lot of people are actually wanting to be members of ZAM.
Yes.
Is there any fee that some of the members pay in order for them to be affiliated to the Zambia Manufacturers Association?
Yeah, fees are very low, actually.
Yeah? I love that. How low are they?
Yeah, I think it also depends on the size of the business. So we look at your turnover.
Yeah.
We look at the number of employees, and we are guided by what the Ministry of SME classifies businesses to be. Those who are turning over 0 to 400.
To 400,
like that.
yes.
So the range is between 1,500 kwacha per year. That's very low.
That's quite, it's quite low.
And the largest company that you can think of would pay 35,000. But that would be like a group of companies, a group of 5 or more companies.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Between 1,535.
Between 1,535.
It depends on the size of the business.
Size of the firm itself.
Yes.
What are the quality rules that ZAM, puts in place to say for us as a criteria to be able to bring you on board as a member of Zambia Association of Manufacturers, so that you don't come and embarrass us going forward? What are some of the criteria that actually present, quality management systems, the international standards, with regards to how these people actually portray their products and how they actually do, if truly they are actually following them? What are some of the quality criteria that you follow as ZAM to bring on board, manufacturing members?
Okay. So first thing, you have to be a formal business.
Okay.
Meaning you should be registered with BACRA. And by the way, we have an MOU with BACRA.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're able to see the extent of the businesses that are out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are also able to interact with our members.
That's great.
So a formal business, some products, of course, need that ZAB certification or any certification that is required for your business. And any other documents that
standardizes
that you are compliant. Of course, you should be paying taxes and all those things. Just so that when we are representing you, if you look at the informal sector, some of the interventions that we have may not apply to someone who is informal.
Yeah.
So we can talk all we want, but then when the opportunity comes or a provision is given, it will be for that formalized structure.
Absolutely.
So now talking of quality, I'm happy you brought it up because we are running the Proudly Zambian campaign.
Oh, fantastic.
In collaboration with the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry. So that's a national campaign. The Proudly Zambian logo is a trademark. When you see it on a product, you should have some comfort that this product has been vetted for local content.
Okay.
And for local content, we are looking at 35% of your input should be locally sourced.
Yes.
All that is trying to encourage local production, local consumption.
And value addition.
Yes, on the consumer side and on the producer side.
Yeah.
Because previously people would think if you are talking about encouraging consumption of Zambian products were seen as inferior.
Yes, on the market. And it's almost like even the Zambians themselves could not trust their own products. I think even now, you may still have a lot of work together with Proudly Zambian campaign to be able to sensitize, the general populace about, the safety and the quality safety of, the products that are actually locally produced, especially the consumables.
Yes. Yeah, so we look at that, we vet the products. So that means if you are a company, we'll just say use the logo on all your products. We go product by product. And so far we have vetted over 400 products.
Oh, great.
With more than 120 companies.
That's good.
And the campaign is growing, all in an effort to say, look, if you are buying anything, or if you go into ShopRite, think local first.
Yes.
ShopRite themselves will tell you that they try to source as much as possible from the local. You see?
That's true.
And all the other chain stores, you have seen, you don't even need to hear it from me.
Yes.
You see local brands there. But
yes, absolutely. We are seeing them and we are consuming them because now, I think personally, we have come to terms with our local products. They're actually the best. We just need to get the right information out.
The water, the peanut butter, the cooking oil.
Yes.
Those things. A long time ago, we just eat peanut butter from South Africa.
From South Africa, yes.
There are so many.
Yes.
Some are in Soweto, others are in the shops.
Yes.
Yeah. But we work closely with the Zambia Bureau of Standards, Zambia Compulsory Standards.
Yes.
So that the consumer is protected.
Is protected.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, that is good, because that actually brings me to the next question. I wanted to know, and I'm sure people would want to know, do you do physical, or do you, as you work with ZCSA and ZABs, do you do physical inspections on these periodical inspections, especially on the local manufacturers of these consumable products such as peanut butter, sometimes bakeries and juice manufacturing companies, and so just to keep up with the standard? How do you handle that? How is your schedule like?
Okay, we rely on the fact that ZABS does that, even Zambia Compulsory Standards does that. But on our own, we conduct plant visits on a regular basis, specifically for the Proudly Zambian campaign, because for us to confer that logo, we should have visited.
Yeah, you need your due diligence.
That you are actually manufacturing and not importing and repackaging. That matters to us, by the way. Yeah, so that is something that we do, whether they are members of the Proud Zambian campaign or not, but just to get closer to our members and know what they are doing. And to those who have expansion projects, we support them just so that we know that they are actually manufacturing.
So with what we are currently going on, Ms. Muntanga, can we say that production rate, especially in the manufacturing sector, has reduced? Can we comfortably say that without having to comfort ourselves?
Yes, I can say it has. It's difficult for me to give you statistics because then I have to engage each and every one of our members. But the ones that we have visited have said they've had to cut off shifts. If they were doing 24, we do these surveys once in a while where we ask, okay, how many of you are in here work 24/7?
Yes.
And they would answer, and immediately you will know that if they're depending on this score, then they're cutting off some shifts, meaning their production is going lower. That's why they're coming up with options of, if you give me assured power, then I can meet my target.
Yes.
So then you see reduced production, and that has a multiplier effect.
Yes.
If we're having reduced production.
Yes, because of course this means that even economically we really need to push up, and this is why we need a lot of thinkers. Okay, so we need thinkers not only in the manufacturing but thinkers also in the green sector, so that we can be able to come up with solutions that can help, especially the upcoming businesses, to stay on the market and stay manufacturing without completely having to close. I think it is a fact that we are faced with a situation where it's beyond us, and it's a natural situation, but surely we should be thinking solutions. And these are some of the solutions that you have actually put in place. It means, ZAM, you are a very good environment for most of the upcoming businesses that are in manufacturing to affiliate to. Because with this information, I think we can lose very few businesses. Because believe me, if a business is standing on its own without such support, definitely they cannot stand the heat that we're actually going through right now. When I mean the heat, I mean, the power outages and having to come up with solutions on their own. But if you're affiliated to a group that is actually thinking like you and is also manufacturing, you are likely to pick up some ideas and remain in production. By so doing, we can continue, growing the economy of Zambia, and without having to go down completely. It is upon us actually to be able to sustain the economic growth of this country, regardless of the status that we are in.
Yes, we have to survive. I mean, hard times will be there, but we learn and we look at the opportunities. It's the opportunity.
That is very true. Now, how is I know that you have worked hand in hand with the government, you work hand in hand with ZABs, you work hand in hand with all these standardization, companies or bodies to help SMEs, to grow. Do you have those that just default? They're under you, but they're difficult children. Like they're under ZAM. Yes, we're talking about the businesses that are under you. They're manufacturers, they're upcoming. But hey, they're like difficult babies. These are difficult SMEs. They keep breaking the rules. What's your procedure like when you see you have some of them that when you do your due diligence, these keep breaking the rules, like, the naughty children in the house?
Yeah, I think we've been in those situations before.
Yeah.
Where we just hear on TV that someone brought in or smuggled something.
Something.
Yes. We engage them.
And you check
with
there,
a
you
child.
remember, yes.
Yeah. We engage them.
Yeah.
Because we have an obligation, and we also have to keep a certain standard. There are some things that we condone and not condone.
What you can't condone.
Within the association, we have a code of conduct
Yes.
that everyone is aware about. Yes. So, like in a home, you talk to your child and where is the problem?
Yeah.
Is it that maybe that issue we're fighting for is not working out? Be patient, because the voice of the association is quite strong when you go into the government corridors.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They would rather, of course, listen to a unified, neutral body than one member. So we try to reinforce that to say, when we are speaking for you, you also have to help us so that it's not a case where the people you are fighting for, look what
they're doing. Yes.
Yeah, so we try by all means to engage. We have rules on how you interact.
Yeah.
Even on the WhatsApp group, we are always, and we have seen a change and
a change.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because it's about mindset, Ms. Muntanga. At the end of the day, you are not only preparing these SMEs and for the local market, you're also preparing them for the international market.
Yes.
And hence what we're talking about to say, do we have the naughty ones? But surely we also have the ones that you mentioned earlier on in this interview that are actually doing well on the market because they're here.
Good example.
Yes, and they're good examples.
Yes.
I think it calls for those that want to affiliate with ZAM, their rules. It's not just a matter of being affiliated and then you can break all the rules and thereby dent the image of the association.
Yes.
Yeah, because we need to think not only local market but also think international market.
And how it affects the other sector, because you can be in a particular sector and if you misbehave, for us we represent the whole sector. We will not pick one and favor this. And the way the government works is they're looking at the growth of a sector.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And some of the perks that SMEs get when or rather companies get, when they affiliate with a Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Are there some of them that you'd want to mention, for people to know some of the advantages, the perks? We know some of them, but it would be better to come, from the CEO. Yeah.
Okay, so we have in particular SMEs that have approached us saying they want to penetrate maybe a certain store.
Yes.
We do write recommendation letters.
Oh, great.
And all the members have a certificate.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that last thing.
Membership certificate from ZAM.
They use that. At some point, actually, to get business from certain entities, presentation of that ZAM certificate was good enough.
Yes.
For someone to get their foot in the door and get an opportunity to present what they are doing. So recommendation letters, and then as I said, when we are lobbying for something for a sector, there's a lot of benefit that has come to some members in particular sectors, because then there are incentives. Right now, I can tell you that in the national budget 2 years ago, there was a provision for those who are value adding tomato, sugar.
Yes.
And we kept asking for more.
Yes.
To say if you are doing value addition in this, you pay less tax. Things like that.
Okay.
But then that incentive then goes across even if you are not a member. But we only come to know of those when members come and say, I have a problem
this
here,
yes,
or there's a cheap import that is coming from this
particular
country.
Place. Yes.
I'm making it and I'm employing so I can demonstrate this and that. So when they demonstrate that to us, then we now go with a consolidated voice to demonstrate to the government to say you need to protect this infant, this infant industry.
Yeah.
Or you can have a sector where there are big guys and then there are small guys, and then we say, okay, when you are structuring your tax system, excise system, consider those who are producing, say, in the less than a certain volume,
Yes.
things like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know?
those who have higher volumes,
Higher
it means they've
volumes and-
got economies of scale.
Yes.
So therefore, they are justified in paying a certain rate. So it's things like that.
Yeah.
And we come to know them by interacting with our members.
Absolutely. So I think it pays to be able to affiliate, ourselves as businesses to ZAM.
By all means.
Yes, of course, because I think very few times that you get an SME growing on their own and they're not affiliated to any. So there are these bodies. We saw you awarding some of your members.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? It was exciting. And particularly the awards are actually just passed. You awarded a few of them. How is it like?
That's
what is the criteria, what sectors that were awarded this year, so that we can be encouraged? Maybe next year we can get ourselves there and maybe.
Please, by all means.
Yeah.
So on an annual basis, we have what we call the prestigious manufacturers gala and awards, and we have partnered with Zambia Bureau of Standards.
Yeah.
So we come together and look at manufacturers who are making progress in different criteria. So some of them are those who are making efforts towards sustainability. Maybe their water usage, they found a system that allows them to not just use and overuse. Yeah. So there's a sustainability award. Yes. Then we have exporters awards. We're encouraging more exports into the region. So exporters are awarded based on a criteria that we set out. And if you meet those, and we usually send these out to our members.
Okay.
But of course, you can't qualify if you're not a ZAM member.
Yes, of course. This is what I was trying to emphasize, to say we need to get ourselves affiliated to ZAM so that maybe, who knows, the next awards we may be able to feature.
And the way we do it is, of course, we know we have large businesses and small businesses. So you find the same award we have. For small businesses, this is the award that you're getting. For the large companies, otherwise you'll be getting only the large companies.
Yes.
And when we have the proudly
Zambian
Expo, we also award those who come up with innovative ways of exhibiting. We have exhibitors awards.
Fantastic.
And all that. And then earlier in the year, in March, we give awards to women-led businesses and the efforts that they are making.
Yes.
So we award based on the different categories, some of which I've mentioned.
That's fantastic. So going forward, we know that we've got some tight schedules and we are going towards a trade fair. How prepared is Zambia Association of Manufacturers together with its members to be able, to bring, to the fore the products that the people are producing and maybe new products? Do you have a criteria where you just have a new product and you are saying, this time we just want to advertise our new babies on the market or on the block?
Oh, no, we don't.
You don't, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you help them?
Okay, so
they've never been at a trade fair. They are new members and they are babies.
Okay, so we send out a call to all the members. First of all, we negotiate with trade fair, agriculture show, for us to get specific spaces. Okay. And we get, say, a preferential rate.
Okay.
Which will allow our members to also pay a preferential rate or a lower rate, just so that we have increased participation. So right now, I can tell you for trade fair, we have maybe about 15 businesses that will be exhibiting. 10 of them are going under an agreement that we have with trade fair and Dollar Chamber. By the way, we work with other associations.
Great. That's
good. And then sometimes, like the Ministry of SME approached us asking for specific types of size businesses, SMEs, that will now go under their pavilion. So in total, we get like 15 companies. Of course, the big ones will even have
their own,
but we put out a call. And we give them enough time. Like right now, already we have put out a call to our members for the agriculture show.
Which is forthcoming.
So that we have enough time to prepare, to plan, do the branding. Yes.
That's very good.
So the call is sent to everyone. And then if you're interested, that's when you come on board.
Put your best foot forward. Even if it's a baby, the baby also has an obligation to be able to step up so that, you can be able to get the perks that are actually accorded to you as an upcoming business. And just as we wind up, what are some of the things that ZAM is planning for, especially short term, maybe in the next 2 to 3 years? What are we planning to see? What are we working on as ZAM with regards improving the quality standards and improving, the mindsets of the manufacturers in Zambia, and also just prepare them for international market?
Okay, as you are aware, of course, we are signatories to the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Yes, absolutely.
And one of our propositions is access to markets, business linkages, capacity building. We're really looking into building capacity of our members to be ready, because once the world opens up more than it is right now in the region,
which is quickly
regional
doing.
trade, it will be difficult to survive if you are not ready.
True.
Yeah, so we expose them to, sometimes then have to be a physical event, would have webinars. Sometimes we work with the Ministry of Commerce, like tomorrow we have a meeting there where we'll be talking about those who are export ready, and also all those interventions. We don't take it that as Secretariat we have all the expertise.
Absolutely.
We partner with
it's about
others.
Partnership with the right
Partnering, we have partnered.
The right bodies, yes.
We have signed 2 MOUs with USAID, and they are willing to bring in capacity building for our members to access opportunities, take advantage of the AGOA mechanism. And we have seen some who are already trading. And we're encouraging others to trade despite the challenges that we have talked about.
Absolutely.
And then we have an active strategic plan that we, of course, are following. We are reaching midterm now, and we are reviewing that to incorporate things that were not there before, like issues of environmental, social governance, sustainability. I think at the time, they were there, but not so pronounced. But now want to review and represent it so that we adapt to the time.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but on an annual basis, like right now, we are planning the annual Manufacturers Month, and in there we'll be aligning with Zambia at 60.
Yes, Zambia at 60, of course.
So we want to pull out some companies that have been resilient since the 80s. Others who are just starting out, And what we want to do different is to not just have an expo, you come and see and you go home.
Then you go and that's it.
No, but we want to foster some business to business linkages so that we can look at the deals that are being signed, different partners, all those. Ours is really to create a platform.
An enabling environment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
As much as possible, and make noise where we can.
Making noise where we can. I love that. Thank you so much. And as we wind up, Ms. Muntanga, I would like to take this opportunity to, say thank you for making time to be on Quality for Growth podcast. This is a platform where we get to discuss business interactions. We're speaking not only SMEs, but also business that have actually grown and would want to impart, some business mind into the upcoming. If we do not disseminate the right information, chances are that we are fighting, different battles, and we want to tow in the same direction and pull, where we can pull, and so that we can be able to grow from you and you also grow from us. And your people can actually be encouraged. Those that are already working hard there with you, they can continue working hard and continue to inspire as many people as possible. And to those that have not yet affiliated with you, to be able to see that truly you are a platform that actually, which I recommend that a lot of people and businesses actually affiliate to. Thank you so much for finding the time. Is there anything you want to tell your members with regards Quality for Growth podcast, and just the importance of them following the quality standards locally and also internationally for them to remain, in business? Any way that you would want to tell them as you wind up?
I always encourage businesses. Having been a business myself for some time, I think I'll go back to that eventually.
I'll be waiting for you there.
Is that, you need to be investment ready. And as a business, I think there's this tendency to hold on to, this is my business, this is my own. But being able to open up to others is what sometimes will guarantee growth. So being open, of course, with the proper guidance, is what I'll recommend. So that as technology advances, as innovations come to light, we don't remain with, but this is my business.
This is my business, so I'm holding on to it. I'm not giving it up.
You should be able to say, if I had to sell my business, how many millions of dollars would I make? Because maybe it's small now.
But somebody can grow it.
Someone can grow it, invest into it, and then it will be the next big thing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not encouraging people to let go of their businesses. I'm just saying that you have to be open-minded, and we'll do our part as an association to help grow the business, provide the necessary linkages. Yeah. But the thing is, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, of course.
You can do so much more.
So much more.
No matter the business environment. Right now, we are facing challenges.
Yeah.
But I think we'll rise above.
We'll rise above the challenges.
Yes. So we are open to anyone who would want to speak to us, because we have seen big businesses, medium businesses alike. So we have some indication of what trajectory you need to follow for you to continue thriving.
Absolutely. Yes, and there is some open consultancy, some open consultants for us growing businesses to be able to, to come and consult under your association and get, good guidance with regards that we need to remain open-minded and ensure that the idea is to grow our businesses. And as we grow our businesses, we grow the economy of Zambia.
Yes, and for our members to be assured that we'll do everything possible.
Yes.
To stand by them.
Absolutely.
Like in a home, even if the naughty child has done something, we'll still say,
you stand by them. They are my child.
Yes, and you protect them until
they grow.
Yes.
Absolutely. And there you have it, our viewers. This has been another exciting episode that we have had a good interaction with Miss Muntanga, the CEO of Zambia Association of Manufacturers, a platform which we recommend for a lot of businesses to be able to affiliate themselves with, be able to lend the hints on how you can grow your businesses and be able to be not only locally market ready, but also export ready. So thank you so much. Please do follow our interactions on social media platform and also on YouTube, and be interactive. Ask the questions that you need to ask. Until next time, my name is Clara, your host.